That's the camera on. Lovely sunny morning. Time is it? 10:55. Martina's been called into work, so I thought I'd have a little bimble out. I've been riding the Baroness a lot lately, so I thought I'd bring the trusty GS out for a ride. Let her stretch her legs, get a bit of fresh air, same as me. Out and about. Taking this road out of Hambleton, which leads up to Lancaster. It's a really nice stretch of road. The surface is good, it's all quite grippy. Campers are all okay. It's just a very pleasant road to ride. Sun is out, sky is mostly blue. Things are coming into blossom, which is making me a bit sneezy, but small price to pay. Yeah, we're going to look for an overtaking opportunity here as we come out of this village. So I'm just getting myself set up now. So it's no good trying to execute an overtake from a long way back. You've got to be up in close contact. Probably sitting a little closer than you would normally sit, just to be ready for the opportunity should it present itself, which it should do as the road opens out here. So I'm in contact, nobody behind. There's the opportunity. Through we go. Easy. If you just apply the techniques, you can execute it really quite smoothly without too much trouble. There perhaps would have been another open overtake opportunity here, where we did get a view up that road and see that there's nobody coming for a bit. Just on the right for view. Also takes me away from that scarring on the road. Took back in a little. Not too much. If I look over to the right, I can see there's a car approaching me. I don't want to be at the bend at the same time as him in case he gets it wrong. With a glance across to the right, doesn't appear to be anybody behind this particular vehicle. Watching the pedestrian, making sure he knows that I'm going that way. Easy enough for me to just drop a hand signal in as I was off the power rolling in. So again, here as I look across, I can see the road bends to the left, so I'm looking across to the left to see if I can see the tops of any vehicles. Slow moving farm machinery tends to be taller than cars, so I would perhaps get an advance warning of them. You know, combine harvesters and seed riddlers and all that kind of stuff. They tend to take up more room width-wise as well as height than a normal vehicle. The fact that there's some mud on the road might indicate that there's one of those in front of me. The mud is dry-ish, so I'm going to guess that he's probably a little bit further away, but there's a farm building here. Let's see if we can get any clues from the mud trail. Does it turn off into the farm? No, it doesn't. So whatever left that mud has travelled further up this road. You can still see the mud in the middle, slightly dried out, so he may well have gone, but it's good to be aware of the possibility. I'm staying out to the right here, trying to get as good a view as I can. Steady so that I can stop in the distance I can see to be clear. Yeah, the mud is there, but it's thinning out a little. The end of the junction might get some clues as to where the thing that was dropping the mud went to. In fact, if you look to the right there is a tractor. So I was alert to that quite a long time ago. Or it might just be coincidence, but either way, I'm ready for it. So we're going to look for an overtaking opportunity. Seems to be over, but I'm aware of that vehicle on the left pulling out, so I've got to be careful there. I'm just going to roll off till I see what's happening. Make sure I can execute this without any problems at all. So the tractor's not going to turn off into a field, that kind of stuff. As you can see now, that mud trail is gone. So because the sun is out, and it's actually quite warm, it's dried that mud out fairly quickly. So it would be very easy to make the assumption that, you know, because the mud was a little drier, that the tractor had disappeared, when in fact it actually hadn't. On the left, keep an eye on him. Straight hedge to the right there, so that could indicate a road, so having a look there, there's nothing coming down it. And it is in fact just the edge of a field. But I'm alert to it. Junction finger pointer sign there, so look to the left, nobody coming up. Large vehicle coming towards me. If there were any bends between me and him, I would try and make sure that we didn't arrive at the bend at the same time, because that could cause me some issues. So again, I'm going to look for an overtaking opportunity here, because this car, like many, thinks that national speed limit means 50 on these roads. It's actually 60. So we're going to look for an overtaking opportunity here. Some vehicles towards me, all bunched up, so there might be a gap behind there. Road bend slightly to the right, so I'm going to get in contact with this guy. So we get up to the right hand bend and look for an opportunity to overtake as we come off the bend, because he's now dropped to 45 miles an hour, and it is actually a 60 here. Brake lights ahead, so I'm taking it easy now. That's for the cyclist that we see. Let's have a look. One towards, overtaking opportunity after that, if we lit the throttle on quick enough. But we've got a solid white line, so the overtake is not on, so I'm going to drop back. Still going to look for an opportunity though, and this might be it. I'll look across the bend. I can see there's nothing coming, so I'm going to pick off at least one of these guys, probably two, and the cyclist all in one go. All executed smoothly, under total control, and under the speed limit. One towards, just easing back, don't want to be at the bend at the same time as him. It's just tiny little micro adjustments, but it makes a difference. You know, if that person coming towards you gets it wrong, you don't want to be tangled up in their mess. Road bends to the right, look through the trees. Didn't really get a good view of the road down there, so again, the guy in front of me is going to be a bit of a guide. If there's a combine harvester or something that large coming towards us, his behaviour might let me know what to do. Look to the left, nobody coming out. Tucking into the left, better view. More for safety. Strimmer. Keep out of his way as I can. What a lovely day. Lovely, lovely day. So it's all about managing the situations you see around you, really, and not letting anybody involve you in their nonsense, if there's going to be any. Large vehicle, just easing back, giving room to get it wrong, because there is a pinch point caused by this vehicle parked on the left. Going to go through here, but just very gently. Still a 30 here. Nobody around, but there's no point in ripping through these places and aggravating the residents. There's plenty of open road up ahead of me. Places to play. So we'll wait till we reach them. You know, always looking through the bend as you come towards it, looking for any scarring, any objects on the road, any loose gravel, oil, fuel. Vehicle parked, nobody behind, nobody coming. Got to give them plenty of room. Somebody moving into that van. Aware that that might move once that passenger gets in. Look to the right, a couple of wards. Nod to the biker, nods back. National speed limit. Now this white vehicle might cause me an issue here, so I'm proceeding with caution. That is a ridiculous place to stop. But he might have broken down. Brake lights ahead, what's that all about? A couple of large vehicles followed by a car. So again, give them the opportunity to get it really badly wrong without involving me in the nonsense by keeping out of the way. So when I arrive here, the large vehicles have gone. Brake lights ahead, road bend to the right, look across to the right, where this white van might pull out. Keeping an eye on him. Has he seen me? Looks like it. To approach a situation like that, it's always worthwhile just checking that you haven't left the signal on. I mean, they're self-cancelling on this bike, but I think it pays you just to get used to checking anyway. You might not ride the same bike all the time. Situations like that, it's always best just a quick look down, you know, when the indicator's cancelled. Look at that scenery ahead. Isn't that just glorious? Absolutely stunning. It is a tad chilly, but only a tad. I've only got a single layer on under my jacket, so I could have put another layer on, but it's not that cold. Let me have a look. 9 degrees. Not that bad, is it? For a hardy northerner. Through the bend, cyclist there, but there's nobody overtaking them. Looking across the bend again, I can't see anybody coming towards me. There might be an overtaking opportunity here. So I'm going to get up in close contact with this guy, so that I've got the opportunity to get past should it present itself. So let's have a look. Does it? Yes, it does. Quick blip on my way through without any fuss at all. But if I hadn't been in contact with him, it might have been a little difficult. Down to the right, so I'm tucking into the left, looking through the bend. Little wet patches there. Not so much of an issue where the road hasn't dried out there. If we'd had a heavy frost last night, I might expect that to be little icy patches there. But we didn't, so it's just wet. Tucking in on the left to get the best view. Smoothly through, over to the right to get the view around the bend. Vehicle there, he's not going to pull out. Couple ahead of me. Vehicle there that might reverse out. There is, nobody behind me. They're busy watching whatever it is that they're watching. And the vehicle in front went round there without any trouble. So either the road is clear, or I'll find him bowed in the back of a stationary vehicle. Looking for an overtake here. I'm going to get up close to this guy with the hope that I'm going to spring past him as we exit this bend. So I wouldn't normally sit this close, but I'm hunting down an overtake. So I'm demonstrating my willingness to do that. After this car, the overtakers there, I'll take a look here just in case, so I've got plenty of power to punch in. Could have taken the second one, but discretion the better part of valor. I'll just hold back. As we come off this bend, with a white vehicle coming, so that's not going to allow the overtake, but I might be able to squeeze it in here once this bike has gone past. Because of the power to weight ratios of a motorbike, you can rip past very easily in situations like that. Again, following the golden rule, always being able to stop safely in the distance I can see to be clear. A couple of vehicles on the left, nobody towards me. I could move out if I needed to. But we'll get one towards. Bend with a junction on the right, try and get an early view into that junction on the right. Yep, there's nobody there, I'm happy. The straight line here, which takes me over to the right position for view coming off this cyclist. Now I don't want to arrive, just squirt a teeny bit of gas on there to make sure I don't arrive next to that cyclist at the same time as that car driver, because he might not have seen it. Mud on the road. Looking at that mud trail, trying to work out where everybody's gone. What a lovely day. turning right, mirrors. See, the mud trail does go right to the left, so keep an eye on that. One doing a U-turn. So why has he done a U-turn? Is he lost? Is he looking for somewhere? He might stop unexpectedly. Drifting across the lane a little bit. So is he looking at a map? Is he programming his sat-nav? There we go. He missed his turn off. So sudden brake and turn, very late indicator. But we had a pre-warning of that because of his previous behaviour. So it's factoring this sort of stuff in. It might seem like a lot of detail to be processed. It's not really. You just get used to it. It's just looking for things. Trying to read the situations you see. Petrol station, somebody could pull out, mirrors. There's nobody coming. But I was ready for it should there have actually, you know, been there and pulled out. I knew there was nothing coming towards me, I knew there was nothing behind me. So I know that I can safely move quite quickly. Have the brakes covered just in case. Can't see through the bend. Steady, just keep an eye on it. Trailer mode is still here, but quite faint. And there it is, the turns in there. But again, there's one turning out and coming this way, so alert to it. Just being wary that it could present me with an issue up the road. Couple towards. Not going to cause me any issues. Nobody behind. Keeping an eye on vehicles moving towards that entrance. Trailer ahead of me, coming towards me. Again, I've just imperceivably rolled off the gas just to let him get to that corner before me. So I'm taking away any potential issues with somebody who makes a bad decision. But I used to years ago, I used to have the strategy that, well, I just assume everybody around me is an idiot. There's a large vehicle coming towards us here, so he might cause us an issue. So I've got to this bend, I'm going to roll off, see where we're at, tuck in, there we go, not going to cause us any issues. So I used to take the line, well, just assume that you're surrounded by idiots, and then you'll always be defensive. And I think that's right, but I also think it puts you in a negative mindset towards other road users, and that can feed into feeling angry about them. Look at this, I knew he was going to be an idiot. And I'm out riding my bike for fun. So if I start getting angry about stuff, it's not fun anymore. So what I found is a much better way for me personally to process it. It's something you can try and see how it impacts on you. I just like to think of them now, they're all good drivers, but one of them might be having a bad day. It might not seem like much of a change in the dynamic, but it really and truly is. I'm going to head down here to Glasson Dock and get a cup of tea, because I can. And I know the little cafe's open. And it's a nice little spot to have a cup of tea. So changing that mentality to thinking it's a good driver who might be having a bad day today still puts me on alert that some nonsense might happen, but it's a much more positive slant, and therefore doesn't have a negative impact on the way that I'm feeling or thinking. Just makes sense to me. Nobody behind, nobody coming, so the sensible line here is this one. Again here, if you're heading to somewhere that's got an indicator, a brown sign pointing the way, it's a touristy place. So you're probably going to be faced with drivers around you who don't know the area and who might make sudden brakes, you know, and sudden turns. Rather, might make sudden turns and brake unexpectedly. So just be ready for it. And when it happens, A, you're not surprised. B, you're thinking, well, he's a tourist, he doesn't know where he is. I remember how that feels. It's not going to affect me in a negative way. So here, there's no indicator. He doesn't seem to have made his mind up about his position yet. He's in conversation with the person next to him, so I don't think he knows where he's going. Which is fine. We've all been there, haven't we? I'd like to think I'd behave a different way, and I'd try not to let it impact on the road users around me, but well, I would say that, wouldn't I? I could overtake him here, but there's no point. I'm only going up to where that cabin is, the snack bar. There we go. As I thought, he's going to the touristy place. Few bikers here, as per normal. Come in here and make a U-turn.